in Podcast Detroit, recording live. Prepare yourself for a hoppy drive. If you're chilling at home, pop that growler and just kick back for the next 2 hours. It's the end of the week, so here's to the weekend. It's Better on Draft with Rob, Matt, Nick, and Ken.
And we are live, episode 161, the Better on Draft podcast. My name is Ken, and Happy New Year to everyone.
Merry New Year. Damn, that's loud.
Yeah, a little bit. I'm getting there.
Damn, beef jerky time.
So as the new year has come, everyone, did anyone make any resolutions that they've already broke since?
I thought I was going to not drink this month.
No beer January or whatever.
Yeah, and then my dad gave me a beer like at 3 o'clock the next day. I was like, man, okay. You already took the top off.
So while Nick is not here, I got you guys some presents for Christmas. So Matt and Rob, I got you, and I found this online. It is called a cap boom. And what it is a bottle cap launcher that you put on a bottle, which I don't think we have any glass. Oh, we have one. Glass bottles, and you basically launch it as an opener. So it came from Poland. I don't know if that means anything, but nonetheless.
May I read the warning on the back of this, please?
Sure, go for it.
Warning. Point bottle away from your head. Do not bend your head over the bottle while you're opening.
Yeah.
Use opener away from other people. Do not hit too hard to avoid damaging the bottle. A gentle hit is enough for the cap to fire. Using it irresponsibly may lead to injury. Warning, this is not a toy. Keep away from children. Contains functional sharp edges. Using this opener only at your own risk. Manufacturer of Kaboom is not responsible for any injuries. May not work with standard types of bottles. So basically, this is not a toy.
It is not a toy. I believe you can put it. It's got a little hole in it to put it on your keychain. Oh. So you can carry it, so then I'll know that you have it all the time whenever I ask you for a bottle opener.
Well, I always give you my ex-fermentation bottle opener.
I know. I have
Michigan.
So many bottle openers. Matt, how you doing? You already broke your New Year's resolution. What are you drinking right now?
I've got a PBR, begrudgingly, and my Diet Vernors.
All right.
Why are you begrudging your PBR?
I think PBR is just meh. But it was the only thing that was in the fridge. I mean, there's some solid gold right there, but I didn't say it the first time, so.
Well, Nick's on vacation. He is about to embark on his honeymoon.
Yeah.
So
Does
we
he
have
get a full month worth of mead from his father-in-law?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. Oh, I see what you were doing. I was very confused for a second, but nonetheless, we're just gonna bypass that. Rob, how you doing?
Doing all right. How are you, sir?
I'm all right. What are you drinking over there?
I am going a little bit a little different than what I'm normally having up here. So right now I am feeling trying to be a little healthy today because I've just done nothing but eat junk for the last 2 days. So I grabbed myself a bottle of New World Noir kombucha, which I'm very surprised that most of the kombucha I ever drink is usually only a half percent ABV, and this sucker's actually 3%, which is kind of just surprising. Was not thinking that was going to happen. And then also just kind of double fisting as I have a little bit of a pour of some barrel-aged gin from 2 James.
So yeah, you're going really, really healthy. Getting the booze in there for sure.
Just a little bit.
I've got some Teddy's vodka with some sugar-free Red Bull, and something's going on. I don't know what's going on. Why? I don't know. What'd you do that for?
Are we not recording?
I don't see a video showing up. That's why I was bringing that up, because I was not seeing video.
Because I got to do that.
Because I'm just seeing our banner.
Now everyone can see us. Hi.
Hi, people.
You could just say that. I'll cut it out later or not. So we have, so I've got Teddy's vodka with some sugar-free Red Bull, and I just poured some Eurobescent from Griffin Claw.
That's a really good stuff we had with Kyle a couple weeks ago.
So before we get into our guests, I do want to do a quick shout-out. Big thank you to Dom over at Sellerman's. I do have a few extra cans. They opened at 8 o'clock on New Year's Eve. I decided not to check their schedule and showed up at 7. Thinking they might be open.
PM, right?
Yeah, 7 p.m. They were not open, but they did open the doors to do some can fills for me. So very much thank you. So I was watching Andy play Zelda on his Nintendo Switch. while I was waiting for all the cans because they only do 12-ounce cans there. They don't do crawlers or growlers or anything like that. Just the 12-ounce cans.
Is that a size thing? Is that like because it's the height of the ABV? Height of the ABV? The amount of the ABV?
Sure. No, they feel, and I think they do sell more cans because the price point's a little more on point because they're...
Because 64 ounces of cider would be probably pretty expensive, right?
Yes, or mead, or, these cans are $6 a piece, so...
I mean, for the coffee cider, a 4-pack at $20 for me is just well worth it.
Oh yeah,
I'll take that, 'cause that
I
stuff
was
is
I was
amazing.
going there hoping to get the coffee, but they actually took the coffee off for their New Year's Eve special. So we do have some guests in studio today.
You're going to leave us hanging and not tell us what the New Year's Eve special was?
I don't remember what it was. I didn't drink it. I just got some cans to go.
You're cut.
It was way too expensive. They had their...
If I can.
I don't know if they had their Derby or the Beat Your Mead, the one that's like $3 an ounce. Definitely. Oh, it's expensive, but it's a delicious... All their mead's amazing anyways.
Yeah.
Beat your mead.
Beat Your Mead. Made with beets.
Nice.
A mead with beets.
By Dre?
No, not by Dre.
By Schrute.
Okay, fair enough.
So these guys actually do a beet beer. I don't know if they still do, but when they were here back on episode 40-something, they were doing that. Welcome to the studio, Canton Brew Works. Jake, how you doing?
Doing good.
Doing
Good.
And what is your position over at Canton Brew Works?
Assistant brewer, manager, sometimes bartender.
Assistant brewer, manager,
Vice
sometimes.
president of sales.
Yeah. Yeah, that too. Yeah, forgot about that.
And next to you, we have Barry. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
And Barry, you are?
Yeah, one of the owners and the head brewer.
All right. And you guys have been open for how long?
A little over 3.5 years now.
A little over 3.5. Now, if you go back and you listen to the previous episode for Better on Draft, again, somewhere in the 40s for Canton Brew Works, you guys were nearing your 300th Mug Club member. Where are you guys at right now? Or did you guys like end at a certain number that nobody can beat through?
We did not end. We stopped doing personalized mugs just because we don't want mugs everywhere. Gets a little unyieldy. But right now we're at, I believe, 620.
Yeah, something
Like that.
around there, like 620, 630, something like that.
You're getting a higher from the peanut
Okay.
gallery over here.
Okay. Yeah, so
Episode 45, by the way.
Episode 45. Great episode.
Did a
Probably
quick
because
little
I wasn't
Google
there.
search.
So
Nice.
what so how are things going at Canton Brew Works? Like what's going on? What's new? Has anything entered the industry for you guys that you're excited about? Like what is the change of the industry for you guys from back in August of 2016 to now? Like what's changed?
well, right now for us, like the newest thing is distribution. We're starting to get more into that right now. So we're trying to get our kegs out there to places. Started canning over the this last year. So
What are you guys canning right now?
well,
Which
we've got
beers?
Shakedown, which we brought. We've got some Carboy Bebop.
Oh, my goodness.
So Brutiful is canned today, and then we're gonna have Cloudy Night pretty soon, which is a
Black IPA.
black IPA. I can't talk right
For
now.
the purist, it's a Cascadian ale.
Oh yeah.
Finally, a beer that has a Cowboy Bebop reference.
Yeah. No, we needed.
Is that something
pretty
that's been
rocksteady, huh?
missing?
That basically is my number 2 anime series of all time.
I saw what you did there. Wrong animated series.
I know, but we could do the whole before and after with that one, right?
Cowboy Bebop and
And
Rocksteady.
No.
Come on.
No. Those
Playing
are,
a little,
those are 2
Wheel of
animated
Fortune.
series that are on 2 completely different levels.
I know Ninja Turtles kicked ass.
I mean, for Saturday mornings just before
Right.
Soul Train, yeah, it did.
There we go.
Cowboy Bebop.
Did you watch Saturday mornings for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or Soul Train?
Soul Train was when I knew it was time that I could actually go outside. So when
Oh.
Soul Train came on and it did a whole, here's
more
Don
Don
Cornelius,
Cornelius?
it was like TV off. I'm going outside to play baseball.
Oh, you watched it on TV. I thought it was like a radio show for you.
Oh,
No, that's American Bandstand.
wow. You see, back in the 20s, during my time, yeah, we did have the radio back then, but we evolved.
Now, you guys have always had a lot of different punned names because I see you have the Admiral Ambar, which is your amber beer, your Alien Autopsy, I could tell what is one. Have you had a few of them that were like maybe pushing the limit a little too much that you might want to share with us, or
Like where you got a letter in the mail saying, maybe change the name of that.
or maybe a denial from the TTB?
So far, it's so good with like all the names. Like,
They can't deny anybody right now.
Well, that's true. They can't deny anybody right now.
Yeah, we
Can't accept anyone either.
Nope.
we made a boiled peanut goza, and I don't know if you've ever watched Homestar Runner, the Flash cartoons. We named it
From the early 2000s, yeah.
yeah, we named it Crazy Goza Nuts after Crazy Go Nuts University. And we had a lot of people ask for the Crazy Goose Nuts, which was pretty amusing.
yeah.
That's got to be the double version of that beer.
Yes.
Am I the only one who missed out on the cartoon phase?
Yeah.
Well, this was
Completely.
like the Flash videos that you would get on.
Like Afghanistan animation?
I mean, not that bad, but it's the stuff you would watch online. It was pre-YouTube, so there were these websites and videos that you could go
Like
to.
E-Bombs World?
Like it predates E-Bombs World.
Newgrounds.
Newgrounds,
The
yes.
universe, gotcha.
Break.com was definitely one of them that I used to always go to.
Break.com buy Newgrounds? Or
Possibly.
I think,
I feel like Break is part of Funny or Die.
no,
Probably now,
no,
maybe,
Funny or
not
Die is
then.
owned by Will Ferrell and Adam McKay.
They can
I'm
own
pretty
more
sure-
than one thing, you
I'm
know,
pretty
right?
sure Break bought Newgrounds because I remember playing all those like assassin games on Newgrounds when I was supposed to be at school.
I think we all did that if you were that generation, that fairly late millennial generation. But we do have one more guest in studio today.
After that talk, it's the old man. Seriously.
The man who drew those cartoons on cave walls.
Representing Ashley's Westland. Erik, welcome back.
Thanks for having me back.
How many times has this been for you?
I think this is my fourth one. You and I did a podcast right before the whole genesis of this thing, so that
We
was
did.
yes.
That was with, oh my gosh, the
Beer
sommelier
buyer.
from Nino Salvaggio's. Why could Jen?
Yep.
Jen, yes.
I really still think that we need a headband.
A headband, the five-timer headband?
Yeah.
Well, we got to get to a five-timer first.
I think this is 4, though, if you don't include that. Something. Yeah, somewhere around there.
This is at
So-
least the third time that you've been here that I've been here.
This is the third time that in this studio, yep.
So we brought you on, as well as Canton Brew Works, we invited them, to celebrate the 2018 Ashley's Throwdown champions.
Celebration.
You guys were the winners. Who did you guys beat in the finals?
Old Nation.
Old Nation.
Is that why you're not playing this year? Is because you're retired?
The
Going on
champions
top, you know?
don't ever come back.
Oh,
Well-
like ever or just the following
Well,
year?
we've this will be our 8th champion, and when we get a 9th one next year, because one of them is a non-Michigan brewery, when we get 8 Michigan breweries that have all won the title, we may try to do a championship type bracket at that
Oh, like a
point in
tournament
time.
of champions, like a Jeopardy.
because we
kind of
have them all listed on the trophy I brought.
Yeah,
here.
why don't you show me, all right, throw me one, not the trophy, but one of the cards, because the cards actually, thank you, Matt. Let's try that again. That's why you never played baseball.
exclusively play baseball.
So 2012 was Shorts, 2013 Greenbush, 2014 Right Brain, 2015 Witch's Hat, 2016 Roke, your winner of 2017, the non-Michigan one, Alaskan.
Alaskan, yeah, that was
and
a
then
surprise.
2018 Canton Brew Works.
You know, the thing about it is, that's been a real surprise for us is a lot of the breweries that we have won this were not. I mean, Greenbush and Right Brain are big names now. Witch's Hat, big name. When a lot of these breweries won initially, they were not the breweries they are now. They were not the big names. I remember when Greenbush we first put Greenbush in that Throwdown. We liked their beers and we thought they could be good, but they didn't have the lines at Beer Fest that they do now. And the Summer Beer Fest after they won, we could not believe when we went over to talk to them and congratulate them again on their win, the lines that had developed around there. And Witch's Hat's a lot the same way. It's nice exposure for they get to bring some of their standards, they get to bring some of their pub stuff, and it's been good exposure. And we take pride in trying to discover some of the next big things. We have some in this year that we really think are really good breweries that maybe people haven't all heard of yet. So we're hoping.
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, I see Dragon Meat in there. I don't know too many people who know who Dragon Meat is.
Well, they've been around forever. But
I was laying on some sarcasm on that. And you guys run a show for how long?
Ozones is one I don't think people have heard a lot about.
We've had Ozones on our show.
Quality stuff
You
there.
guys,
Totally
I looked
awesome.
these up. You guys have had 12 of the 16, 11 of the 16.
We can kind of go through while we announce the
been a
bracket.
bunch.
So you have Austin Brothers, who we've had on the show,
Yep.
against Ozone for week 1. Week 2 is Downey, who we've had on the show, versus
Multiple
times.
North
Two-time.
Pier, which we have not. Batch, who we've had on the show, versus White Flame, which we have not. And here's one that we definitely have not, which is Arclight versus Grand Armory.
Oh, you need to get Arclight on. That's a riot.
Yes. And then going to the bottom, we've had both Brew Detroit as well as Arbor, but we had Arbor with the Grefs. We don't have the new Arbor Brewing mantra. Wolverine and Rockford we have not had on. Farmington and Dragonmead we have, as well as Allison and Oddside, which we have. So yeah, about maybe 60%.
Yeah, it's. I was looking through the numbers, and there's a lot of these breweries have been here. Then a couple of the ones you haven't had, you should. These guys will be a
I don't think we're going anywhere anytime
good
soon,
guess.
Eric.
Okay, then we'll get you. We'll have to get Ed to
Unless
drive
you know
over from
something we
Arclight.
don't.
No. I hope you guys are here forever.
So
Forever.
how you guys actually had strategy for your win in 2018, because I heard a lot of things going down.
It was majestic. That's all I can say about it.
I heard to the point where you actually bust. Did I hear you guys bust some Mug Club members, or that you closed down for Mug Club members to?
We're getting shakings of the heads.
We're getting shakings of the head. I heard
We
rumors
we
that
didn't bust anybody. No.
no. Well, I like.
But I mean, we did close for
A day?
for
The day.
for the
Oh, there's
Right,
just
the
convenient
Wednesday.
Well, you were just doing keg cleanings that day, though, right?
yeah
It wasn't serendipitous. It was
right.
It just kind of happened.
just happened. The power went out. DT is always
Yeah, it was weird.
It's shocking that no brewery, because we have had a bunch that are close enough to do this.
Yeah.
It's shocking that no brewery had ever come up with. Yeah, it's a Wednesday night. It's not one of our prime nights. Let's go ahead and close, and let's encourage our Mug Club members to come on over to Ashley's and support us. This was the first. This could very well become a thing. I mean, the guys out at Farmington, they're not far either this year.
Yeah.
And,
Nope.
Downey's not too far. either.
Downey and Batch and Brew Detroit, all these places have regulars, and this was something else because the numbers that were put up last year in the final between Old Nation's total and the final last year would have won any other year.
Now,
So-
you guys, in regards to the competition, it's based on volume or drinks sold and not necessarily by price, correct?
Okay, no, it's not based by price. It's based on the number that's sold. There's a little more complicated formula now. There was some complaining at some levels from people who said having just by pints was encouraging too much drinking. So there's more of a weighted system now where each person who's drinking gets a coin and you can put it in one basket or the other, and that
Kind of like
helps
how
it.
you have the Cascale set up in regards
Sure.
to voting at the end.
Very similar. Yeah, they don't want us just selling endless pints for the totals. And that was how it started a long time ago. We actually had a match a couple years ago that was determined by one pint at the end of the night, which was something else, because you wouldn't figure after a whole night of 6 hours, 5 hours, or whatever drinking, you would come down to one pint. So
Right.
See, now I was thinking that with the whole system changing, that and I think Matt and I were kind of going back and forth last year about who we thought was going to win that final, and I kept making the argument that it was going to be Old Nation because of what they were bringing, with the fact that they had the M43, the Boss Tweed, and they had all of that, and then his argument was that the beers were basically too strong, and that there weren't going to be that many people buying that many pints because they're coming with so much that's too high in ABV that it wasn't going to happen. The funny thing was that, when you were getting ready to say what the new system was going to be, for some reason I was thinking about ABV and just calling it a degree of difficulty in terms of the ABV and how strong that they may actually be worth more.
You really should sponsor this by Lyft or Uber.
Well, we have a ton of that. We do real well. We do real good business on it. And a lot of the people, that's what they plan. This has become such a known event now that we do. I'm sure Lyft and Uber do great business.
It's like the airport; they just align.
Well, and we have had Lyft and Uber drivers just hanging out in the parking lot because they know they're going to be shuttling people home at the end of the night. So, it's one of those things where we have a set of guidelines we try to give the brewers on what to bring in. And like you mentioned, you get caught up in the super high ABV. We had one brewer a couple years ago who brought all 10% or higher on all 5 of their beer, all 6 of their beers the one time they did. And they lost because people just could not do it. Last year, we also brought in flights. So you can do a flight, and that counts towards the pint total. One flight of 4 beers counts as a pint total, which is better because it allows people. The point of this is it's not the competition so much as it is the chance to promote Michigan beer. And we did have one non-Michigan. And at the first 5 or 6, we had non-Michigan breweries competing against Michigan breweries, and you can see how well that went for the non-Michigan breweries. We barely ever had one even reach the final because the Michigan breweries were always going to win. So we're more about promoting the beer. We want people to try the beer. The competition aspect is there, but it's like Ashley's slogan is, with good beer, everybody wins. We just want people to try and be able to support new breweries and places they haven't heard of before.
Right. Now, one of the things I was actually kind of thinking of is that, you're talking about all the Ubers and the lifts that are coming to pick people up. Obviously, you guys have the Cask Ale Fest. You have the Belgian Beer Fest. Has there ever been any thought that maybe moving this later in the year? Because obviously you guys have the big patio area that's in the back. Is that, do people actually, like right now, obviously it's kind of warm right now, but during this time, are people usually back there?
No, we don't use the beer garden for this.
Okay.
Honestly, the reason this is one of the prime events in the winter months. It's always been in the winter months. Mm-hmm. And it's on a Wednesday night, so it's off the peak hours of the weekend, and the point was to have it becomes a Wednesday night thing. This is the first Throwdown where we have 16 breweries. It's always been 8. So in the past, it's been for a long time it was 6, like it was more beers, 6, 7, and 8, and that eliminated a lot of breweries that couldn't come up with 8 beers for the final. Now we're down to 4, 5, and 6 for the rounds that we're going to have. So, and this is the first one we've done. We used to have the Belgian Fest in February, and too many times, there was twice where we had it. It was 10 below 0, and even in a tent in the parking lot at 10 below 0,
right?
It's not a great environment to try to pull off. I think some of you guys might have come to that one that was just. It was freezing. So we moved that to the summer, and then it left February with this open 4 weeks that we used to block out for Belgian Fest. And we used to do the Throwdown first round in January and then do the finals in March and then April. And we thought, well, we've got February this year. We have so many breweries in the state that want to do this. Let's go out and invite 8 more.
Well, how do you think it's going to affect the breweries, or just kind of the challenge in general, when you're starting in January but you're not ending till May? So you're going to have an entirely different crowd in May than you're going to have for the first 3 weeks, because you're going to have, or even only the 4 weeks, because, Michigan, I don't know if you've been here long, but end of July or end of January to the beginning of March is just terrible, weather-wise.
We're going to do this is an indoor event. Other than a couple of the drafting table Canton match last year was so packed that you could hardly move inside the restaurant. But generally, we have enough space. And these events don't get so crowded, but
I'm more thinking like you're going to get maybe a couple hundred people on January 9th, but you might almost get 1,000 people by May 22nd just because of the weather. People are out of college at that point. People are going to want to be there. You're gonna at that point you're going to probably have the patio open, so you're going to have.
The final will be in the patio.
Yeah, so you're going to have so much more space because of the weather.
Sure. We will have the final in the. Definitely. The final is the week after the Cask Ale Festival this year, so we'll have the
You're already
beer
prepared.
Yeah, we'll have the beer garden up and ready to go,
Nice.
and it'll be kind of an epic couple weeks there. Mm-hmm. So we'll have that beer garden up and ready to go, and then it's so different because it's 8 weeks, and for me, the thought of going 8 weeks in a row and it's a lot. It's a lot, and but it's going to allow people to pick what breweries they're really excited about. More people are going to be able to like say, I've never had beer from ArcLight or Grand Armory, or I know very little about them. So on January 30th, they're going to be excited to go in and be able to try 2 flights, 8 beers that they've never tried before from 2 really good breweries. And then there will be people who are loyal to a certain brewery, like we mentioned with Dragon Mead and Farmington. That's going to be a fun matchup because they're both local. They're both fairly well known. Farmington's pretty new, and Dragon Mead's been around forever. So,
well, one's right down the street and one's across town.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And if 696 still not open, you never know.
That's opening in a couple weeks, I heard. So.
Allegedly.
It's opening tomorrow.
It was supposed to open. It's supposed to open on the 7th, and Uber said it was open
7th,
today.
Allegedly.
I'm so glad I don't work on the side of town anymore.
So,
What
yeah.
a nightmare.
Well, Canton Brew Works, What kind of beers did you bring us, and what should we try?
We brought Shakedown, our Nelson Sauvin Pale Ale.
Break down, you're busted.
This is a great beer because it's got the hops he uses give it a kind of vinous, kind of a wine quality to it. It's a regular pale ale, so it's not super over the top. It's not an IPA, so Ken doesn't have to hate it. So.
Thank you. I appreciate the sentiment. I got really confused for a second because I thought Barry was talking, and I'm looking and no lips were moving, explaining the beer, and I'm like, "Wow, are you like a ventriloquist or something?" And then I realized it was Erik over there explaining the beers. So this is the Pale Ale Shakedown. Smells interesting. What am I getting on that? I can't even tell. I don't know. Am I getting sick?
Do you two want to walk us through kind of the tasting notes, the nose and all that stuff, the ATM F?
Well, yeah, I'll let Barry do that.
This is very interesting. Like I'm not getting much on the front end or the back end. It's very crisp, easy to drink, a nice pale lager.
I'm just getting a lot.
Not a pale lager, pale ale.
Yeah, I'm not getting a whole lot to start or to finish, but it's just kind of like, bam, I'm here and then I'm gone.
Yeah, it's one of the. To be honest, this is what I would imagine is a good lawnmower beer.
You should call
What's
this.
the ABV on it before I?
It's 5%.
That ain't bad.
This should be called the drive-by pale ale.
Before
Because you don't see it coming, it hits you, and then it's gone.
Before you continue, Joe Walters, fan of the show from Liberty Street, says hello to Barry.
Hey, Joe.
So Joe listens to us
Howdy,
nearly
Joe.
every single night. So he very, very appreciative of him and his promotion of our show. So this beer, yeah, again a drive-by. It definitely hits you the second you drink it, but I'm not getting anything on the smell, nothing on the back end, and it's smooth. It's easy to drink. I'm gonna drink more.
There is more.
Yeah, it coats the throat, and it leaves just as fast as it did.
Yeah, it's got a little like a dryness, like a little dry bitterness. I'm definitely feeling at the roof of my mouth, but like the second that I swallow, it's gone. It's nothing.
Yeah.
No, that's fine.
As the cranberries say,
I don't know
it
if that
does
was the
not
whole
linger.
point of the beer. Here I am explaining. I mean, don't believe anything I say. I'm probably talking out of my ass 82% of the time. But in regards to this beer, like this is something to where somebody would be like, hey, do you want a beer? And I'm like, oh, I'm not really in the mood for drinking. And they hand me this. I'm definitely gonna drink this and then probably overdrink this because it's just so smooth. Was that what you were going for this beer?
An intro to craft beer. It was the first beer we ever brewed. So we were shaking down the system. And yeah, you'll get some.
First beer you ever brewed at Canton.
Canton,
That's the name. Shakedown.
There you go.
Yep.
So
Oh, I can leave now. I got it.
this wasn't the beer that you guys entered into the contest because you guys entered some crazy homebrew contest where you had like a pastry stout, I believe. There was like cinnamon chocolate.
That was
and
our mole porter.
mole porter.
Yeah, my wife Karen and I brewed that.
I think we brought Shakedown to one of the rounds of Ashley's, but
Did we have any Mole Porter?
No.
No.
that's one we do usually around our anniversary.
Oh, you guys still make it? Okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's like
it's award-winning homebrewing contest because you got your start again. Going back to the old episode, you got your start over at Saugatuck doing a pilot system batch that they do over there.
Right. They're guided. They're brew on premises.
Still there.
Yep.
I believe they use it because I got to spend 4 days over at Saugatuck for business reasons, and they do it more for like team building and things that normal people, because they have their old system and it's literally step by step. They go through the way. So great for either home brewers who are looking to brew on more of a professional pilot system as opposed to in their garage. But they also use it to promote, instead of going to an escape room or whirly ball or something like that, you can go brew a beer and then have a party, month or two down the line and drink your beer for your party. So what have you brought from, so your mole porter, what else have you homebrewed that you've brought into the rounds, like the yearly round of Canton Brew Works?
Some coffee beers. Mainly just experimenting with stouts and different IPA hops for IPAs.
What do you like to brew?
What sells?
I didn't say what does your business like you to brew. I said what do
good
you
answer,
like
though.
to brew?
I really enjoy messing around with stouts.
Okay. Like, what about stouts that gets you, like, to brew them, to try them? Like, what do you like to do with them? Adding adjuncts, additives? Like, what is it? Or do you try to get, like, hardcore, true to style, this is what a stout should taste like?
I like messing around with them.
Okay.
Adjuncts, throwing chocolate or peanut butter or just whatever I could think of, fruit combinations in there.
Yeah, like I did a Thai peanut butter stout.
Ooh.
Which we had on.
Spicy? Or
Had a little bit of kick to it. So there were like red chilies in there.
Yeah, there goes your enjoyment.
No, it was like a very small amount that you got on it, but it was an imperial stout, and I made like a peanut butter sauce that I put into the boil. We put basils in there.
Did you use true peanut butter?
Yes, yeah.
How many times did you have to clean the everything?
Not too bad. It was a
Not
lot
necessarily for the peanut butter, but get rid of all the peanut butter oils and stuff, because that peanut oil can obviously
Allergens and such.
kill people.
right. No, I mean
No, they
like
just bought a bunch of EpiPens.
JIC.
yeah.
They just
But-
put a shot Epi into it.
Well, I also use like
This is on a small batch.
this is
homebrew
like a
system.
small batch brew. So
pilot system, yeah.
Right.
yeah. But no, we did we've started to do like a small batch series. Like once a month we come out with it. So the first one was that Thai peanut butter stout. So
Has there been a combination that you thought was going to work, and then after you made it, you were like, this just sucks? Ooh, hey now.
I'm trying to think. I don't know. What about you, Barry?
Okay, I'll put it on the other end.
Yeah.
Would you ever try something that you're like, I'm not sure how this is going to taste.
Yeah.
I hope this doesn't suck. And it was like, oh, this is a good. A
This
little
is a
happy
good-
accident,
Happy accident?
like a Bob Ross.
It was a little bit of an accident, but Tamarind Diaz, the Tamarind and Indian chilies.
Their beer names are top notch. They really are. They come up with some very, very punny names.
This is Cellarman's Wildflower. French Oak, I believe. French Oak Wildflower, I think, is the official name of it.
But yeah, Tamarind Diaz is like, right. It's on tap right now, and it's honestly one
People
of our,
love that beer.
They go crazy for
They
it.
really do.
And this batch has been awesome.
That wildflower. is
What
something
what
else.
kind of audience are you? I'm going to take the rest, whatever you didn't pour. Thank
Sorry, I
you.
just poured little shotties. So
Yeah, I take the rest. Thank you.
Yeah, that stuff's excellent.
That's great.
So, what kind of crowd are you guys getting over at Canton Brew Works? Like, are you getting a lot of
Geeks.
well, that's what I heard the last time. Is you guys get a lot of geeks, a lot of nerds in regards to that. Are you getting a lot of people who are not necessarily into craft beer who are trying? Or are you getting a lot of blue collar people who, are looking for something like that shakedown, which is perfect? Or are you getting, like just the craft beer nerds, like not geeks like that are just geeky people, but you know what I mean when I say craft beer nerds.
Yeah. I mean, I would say it's probably like a mixed bag. Like we get people who are kind of starting off with getting into the craft beer scene, but I mean, we also get people that are pretty hardcore about it as well. We get a lot of, like our age group of people that come in are just kind of all over the place. So
It's a real community, and that's I live in Canton too, so I'm there quite a bit, and it's become a really nice community. I think the thing that we've seen is a lot of people who weren't craft beer people before.
Yeah,
which
definitely.
JR is one of these people.
JR,
He
of
was
course,
not a-
is definitely one of them,
he wasn't
without a
He
doubt.
wasn't a craft beer person before, but now he's, it's not just the.
I mean, he's there almost every day.
Yeah.
I mean, he's there at least every Monday and Thursday,
Yes.
and almost now
And
probably
then
going to be there
maybe
every
a couple
Sunday
more
now.
days, too.
Yeah, exactly.
We see him a fair amount. I got his beard and the white elephant gift this year, so I didn't wear it today, but I was hoping for it. So no, but we get people. It seems like they've gotten a lot of people who were not craft beer people before, who have through the bonding of this community, and to me, that's what they've built more than anything else. The beer is kind of horrible. No, I'm just kidding. The beer is good, but it's
Damn.
they know this. I'm there too often. My bug is number 15, so I've
Yes.
been in since the beginning.
why so late?
I know, seriously. I saw it and I was like, brewery in my hometown, bang. But it's it's a great community, and again, we've got a lot of people who have converted to craft beer. We had a lot of people who were. I mean, how many times do you guys hear the, "What do you have that's close to Bud Light"?
Quite a bit.
Yeah.
I mean, especially
People still come in expecting that, or is it? Do you see
Oh,
that?
yeah.
Do you see that happening more often or less often than 3 years ago when you started?
I mean, less often, but like, there's been times where we like do like events.
My wife said, "IKEA, I need to kill some time. What can I get that's like a Bud Light?"
Yeah, sometimes that, but
Sometimes that, but
yeah, I mean, we'll do like
sometimes,
events. Events though, and like it's a lot of times people are coming in and they're like, "Oh yeah, what do you got? That's like a Bud Light," and I'm like,
or they ask for a Bud Light.
right, or they ask for a Bud Light.
Do you ever just pour them a glass of water and just?
I thought
ask for
one
$3.50?
time I thought somebody was messing with me, and I straight up told her the water cooler's over there, and I stepped away to do something else. And then I look back and see the look of horror on her face,
Yeah,
little tinge of rage, and I'm like,
yeah.
"Oh, you're serious."
No, but then you just have to be. You got to be nice about it and just be like, well, I've got Shakedown, which is probably the most like neutral one that somebody who doesn't really care for craft beer they can get into that. But then we also right now we have our blonde on tap, which is a pretty like even more neutral. Like I would say Shakedown is close to an IPA because it's got some hoppiness to it.
Should have
But,
brought a growler in instead of the cans.
Probably, but yeah.
Next
but
time.
You get to show off the
Next time.
can.
I mean,
Yeah, I know.
We got another 120 episodes, and then we'll bring you guys
Yeah.
back
Yeah,
in
yeah.
for 280.
Like we should have brought Carboy Bebop.
So you guys are in the little 96 275 M14 area because you got the little triangle with Liberty Street and Supernatural over there.
Yeah.
So people can do like a nice little brew tour. They're opening up an Arbor Brewing over by you.
Mm-hmm.
That is kind of like the wasteland though that Matt used to talk about in
I think
regards to
it's an Erik kind of thing too.
that area of Canton, Westland, Wayne, like 275 and
275
12.
East.
So 696 in the north, Southfield Freeway in the east, 94 in the south, and 275 in the west. Before Farmington opened, there was not a single brewery in there. Canton is not even actually inside of that.
Right.
But now there's Downey, and now there's Canton's close, and Supernatural's open.
Could
in
probably take
Livonia.
that over to like Van Dyke even, because there's not going to be any breweries between.
That's pretty.
M-
Yeah, I mean the
M30,
southern
like
part
Southfield.
of Van, the southern part of Van
to
Dyke.
Van
Sure.
Dyke all the way across. I mean,
Right.
you've got Eastern Market, but that's more of a Gratiot thing. But that's still not over there.
Yeah, I mean it.
But is that just a City of Detroit thing? I mean,
Oh, how do I not
Is
get
it-
myself in trouble here?
Rob, is this not just a City of Detroit thing?
Okay. So
But they
I'm
do
gonna
have
say they're
that.
Bud Light suburbs. Okay, that's what I'm gonna leave it at. That. They're Bud Light suburbs. I mean, we're just looking at places that hometown breweries might not do as well because they're the people there are really loyal to a lot of like
Yellow beer.
yeah, but also to
Budget beer.
to their neighborhood bars they've been going to forever. And a lot of these communities we're talking about a little further out, like Canton. I grew up in Canton, and when I was growing up there, it was all dirt roads. So Canton's still fairly new, where Garden City, Wayne,
Wasteland.
Dearborn, Westland. I mean, we the issue happens at Ashley's all the time. It's Westland's kind of divided, and you look at
Oh boy, is it?
you look at
It's a way to
well,
put it.
I mean, okay, so Southfield. There's no breweries in Southfield either, so and that's a gigantic suburb.
Well, there's
there.
Copper Canton. Oh wait, no, that's been gone for
Oh, yeah.
6 years.
Too soon.
I mean, then that's what.
Too soon. Well, there was also the one above the theater too. That the brewery equipment's still stuck in there because nobody can get it out.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you think about it, if you go to Macomb County, if you go north of Hall Road, there's all those people, but there's no breweries in north of Hall Road. You want to say Brown Iron Brew House,
Brown Iron Brew House.
But I don't know if you can.
Sherwood.
Okay, you
got
got Sherwood
Brooks.
Brooks. But if you go 25 mile north to 38 mile, where
Hell
Macomb
goes that
stops.
far up
But
north? Jesus.
There's a
but
lot
that's
of people
also,
up there.
That's also rural communities. By the time you get to 25.
I mean,
really, not till 32 is it really
so
rural anymore.
so you got Big Red Farms, which is going to be opening.
Where's that?
That is going to be opening in Romeo.
Really?
Yep.
Ooh.
You
They're
got
close.
Star Craft Brew over in Richmond. That's going to
They're
be
coming,
opening.
yeah.
Homegrown is open.
Well, that's Oakland County.
You said north of 25.
In Macomb County.
Ah, Jesus Christ. Okay, fine. You got Warwater.
What's Warwater?
That's over in St. Clair.
Yep.
You got Harson's Island, who's been on the show, which is over in
St. Clair County, though.
Is that St. Clair? You're making so many rules. Like
I just said Northern Macomb County.
This is time for you to get your better end.
all right, here we go. Northern Macomb. So you got
Austin
here you
Brothers.
Go. You got Tilted Axis, which is in Lapeer, which is in Northern Macomb County.
No, it's in Lapeer County. Lapeer is in Lapeer County.
I thought Lapeer was in Lapeer County.
I still think you're looking at a lot of that.
It's the way this map is drawn that it looked bad when I zoom in. It's
BetterOnDraft.com
literally like
/
a quarter mile north of
but you're
Macomb.
you're still looking at rural communities, and yeah, they haven't. And if you look at the breweries in the thumb, you guys have a great map on your site of all the breweries. And
Yep.
I've used.
That's what I'm using right now to talk to
we
people.
sort of shared information on our maps. I have one as well, and you can look at specific areas in Michigan that are not brewery heavy, and it's not a shock looking at the geography and looking at the type of communities there. For example, if you look along the Lake Huron shore, there's just not a heck of a lot.
I wouldn't want to drink that water either, though.
It's better than Lake Erie.
Well, you literally got Wiltse's, and then you got Austin Brothers.
There's another brewery coming in Alpena that's on the
Inspiration.
list. You got.
I was thinking you were talking more like downriver area. I'm good with
we're talking about Lake Erie then, and we're talking. Yeah, there's nothing now that Fort Street's closed. There's literally nothing down. There's a brewery called Pavlov's that's coming down in Temperance, which
coming.
is
You've
essentially
got Frog Creek coming.
Toledo.
Now, do you think that the craft beer bar has hampered the brewery, or do you think that helps the brewery? Like, you think it like an Ashley's
asking the craft beer bar.
Well, I guess
representative.
But see, I'm here. Yeah, I mean, I'm representing Ashley's, but I've been to 200 something breweries in Michigan and 500 overall, and I think the craft beer bars. I think there's room. There's absolutely room for both, and because you can get your stuff into bars, and people will go into a craft beer bar and say. I mean, I've seen it at Ashley's. I've been sitting at the bar at Ashley's, somebody goes in and goes, Canton Brew Works, there's a brewery in Canton? They've been there 3 years, but not everybody would know that. And you can, what the craft beer bars are doing great is they're listing where these breweries are located at. And that's giving you publicity you didn't have before.
Right.
And also saying, I had no idea there was a brewery there. Not everybody knows to go to the Better on Draft brewery map and find your...
They should.
Yeah, they should, seriously.
Yeah,
but
do that.
not everybody knows that this is a thing where you can go and find a brewery. And most Michigan small towns in a lot of different areas have a hometown brewery. And you'd be shocked at how many people... we've been in small towns before. My friend Chris travels with me a lot to these small town breweries. And we go in and somebody says, oh, what are you here for? Well, we're visiting a brewery that's in your town here. And they're like, oh, we have a brewery in our town?
Oh, I do that all the time when I'm traveling. They're like, oh, or they know the brewery, they know every single beer that's on tap. It's literally hot or cold. But in regards to, when you guys are marketing as Canton Brew Works, and Erik brings up a very good point, you're literally giving marketing towards the city that you're in. Because as much as we love Downey, where's Downey? What's Downey? As much as we love Dragonmead, where's Dragonmead? What's Dragonmead? When Eastern Market Brewing, I'm pretty sure it's an Eastern Market.
Where's Eastern Market, though?
Well, again, that's a little bit more than just where's Downey. It's not a suburb or anything like that. It's not like Grandmont Rosedale. It's not like trying to guess like North Center Brewing over in Northville, Michigan. It's on North Center Road, just south of Baseline in Northville.
That is probably the best plug I think he's ever done.
That is
to
seamless.
put that right into the question.
That was so seamless.
Seamless. Continue.
Thank you.
Like, what's a tuna?
Is
that kind of some sort of fish?
Damn it, Matt, shut up. He was on a roll.
Danish?
In regards to Canton, a lot of people are going to do that. Do you guys see that where people are going to bars like Ashley's or Hopcat that see Canton Brew Works and then like, oh, I didn't even realize, you've been there for 4 years, almost 5 years. People still are probably coming in like, I didn't even know there was a brewery here.
Yeah, I mean, that definitely happens from time to time. When I'll be bartending, like, it's even people that live like in Canton. They're like, I live like right over there. I didn't even know like you were here. I went to the DMV, which is like 2 doors down.
Right.
And they come in, so
I want to get my eyes all glassy so when I get pulled over, I think this is what it looked like.
yeah,
I think people just drive by and just think, oh, it's just another strip mall. Whatever.
yeah,
Just stop looking.
Yeah.
yeah. But no, that's the whole point of like trying to get our beer in more places around here. And like we're in
Like
a
craft
few
beer bars.
Yeah, like craft beer bars. So
Are you guys starting to do distro in stores or just via bars like kegs?
no,
sales?
yeah, we're definitely in a couple places right now. We're at Beer Baron in Livonia. That's a really good spot to get
That
some
is.
craft beer. Holiday Market, which is in Canton, right on Cherry Hill and Lily. That place always has awesome beer there. So, and we've been at like Superfine before too, which is in Canton too, and we were at ABC Liquor for a little bit, which is right on Plymouth Road. So, we're just trying to get our beer out there more and more, kegs and at the liquor stores.
What's
too.
the next step for you guys? Were you guys planning on going further, expanding past, you guys are still technically Wayne County, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, how are you trying to get out of that Wayne County area into Washtenaw, into Western Macomb or Western Oakland?
I mean, that's definitely a goal. But
Are you guys self-distroing, or are you guys going through a distributor?
self-distribution.
Okay.
So it's usually
As long
Barry-
as we can do that, we're going to be doing that.
Right. Yeah. So like Barry and I will be going to places, bringing in some samples. Like, hey, what's up? You guys want to try some? But I mean, no, we don't just show up and with samples. Like I'll be calling places a lot of times and seeing if they want to try some beers out. So
Is that part of the part-time bartender job is to call places, or which hat is that?
that would be the vice president of sales.
Yeah.
All right.
So-
We are going to take a quick break. We want to reset, wet our beaks a little bit with a little bit more beer, pour something else. So we'll be right back with the Better on Draft podcast. And we are back, episode 161, Better on Draft podcast. Segment 2 is typically the news, but we are going to. I have a video that I can go right here.
Oh, man.
And it's Matt trying to get the cat boom thing that I
Well,
bought.
hold on. I do want to say in my defense,
Are you reading the instructions?
Not for every bottle.
not for every bottle.
It's funny. My
See,
friend Chris is watching,
what-
and he just says, "It's funny they keep the video on during breaks, so don't pick your nose." Thanks, Chris.
Oh, it was definitely
Good
me
for
that was.
I'm all right with that.
Grab that small bottle over in front of
I mean,
Eric.
I can make
don't know
a
what that is.
I can make a mess, but
Yeah,
It is
the
a sweet baby Jesus.
Don't pop it, but let's just see if the cap actually fits that.
I mean, if y'all want to drink it, then
There
ahead,
you go.
Pop the thing.
so you should be able to. I think you slide it forward,
There you go. And then
and then all right, let's do it. Let's do it on camera for Cap Boom. Hold on.
Hashtag
What
Cap
we're gonna
Boom.
do? What we're gonna do?
yeah, aim it that way.
It's padded.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
There you go. 3, 2, 1. Hey!
Mamma mia!
That's a spicy meatball.
Hey, that's racist.
Wow, I think he actually got to use that appropriately against me. That's a first.
Actually, that's xenophobic. It's not racist.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm assuming that the it definitely caused that itself. But we got some sweet baby Jesus. I guess we're going to be drinking.
Sexual
now.
eruption.
Thank you, Rob, for bringing that.
Yeah.
So segment 2, we are going to go over the bracket a little bit, as I mentioned, and we're going to kind of roll over. And I believe we have some information on all of it. We're going to have the winners give us their opinion on who they think they're going to win. So the 2018 winners, Canton Brew Works. Where are you guys located at?
Lily and
Canton.
I was going to be a little bit more descriptive. Lily,
Oh, it's helpful, Jake.
Lily, Lily Road between Joy and Warren.
All right.
Road, exit 9.
Are you guys open 7 days a week?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Do you guys have food there yet?
Yes.
We do. Yeah.
What do you guys?
Pizza.
Pizza?
Pretzels. And the
Impossible
Impossible
Burger.
Burger.
Ooh.
Oh, that's one of them faux burgers.
Oh, I was going to say what
Yes.
makes it impossible, but
It's not a real burger.
Gotcha.
It's one of those burgers that has like an enzyme or something like
it like
that
a
that makes
Boca
it
burger?
pretend to bleed too.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Really?
Are either of you guys vegan, or was it just is your chef vegan?
I'm vegetarian, and
Vegetarian.
there's no grease, so there's no need. Maybe no need for a vent hood.
I mean, there's never a need for a vent hood if you grill it on a George Foreman.
No.
My wife's vegan, and
I
she
mean-
loves the Impossible Burger. So.
Or if you just don't tell the food commission.
Right. No, but I try and stay on a vegetarian diet and try not to eat cheese, but cheese is hard to give up.
Cheese like
I definitely eat
It's vegetarian.
a
cheese is
lot
horrible.
of meat. That whole keto life.
Yep.
So no fruits.
no
Only.
fruit?
Oh, you can't have fruit on
No,
keto.
no, you
Oh,
can't.
It's
I
Too,
guess-
all a bunch of natural
too much sugar. Yeah.
All the calories in fruit is carbs.
Yep.
Literally all the calories in fruit is carbs. Make sure I get a little bit of that sweet baby Jesus.
We haven't even corrected, or we obviously corrected.
We
Oh, yeah.
cracked it. It flew.
It's over there.
Something different.
Cat boom.
So
Kappa.
Austin Brothers versus Ozone is going to be the very first one. That's going to be on January 9th, which is in 5 days.
Let's go. And this might be the time for me to read those lists because we made this an exclusive for tonight. We got the list from both Austin and Ozone earlier in the week, and I said, well, let's go ahead and do it as a
I'll holler at you, boy.
as sort of final release, first release on Better on Draft. Okay, Ozone. Each brewery brings 4 beers.
Four beers.
Ozone's is bringing Master of Shadows, which is a porter. They're bringing Sage of Ale, which is a sage cream ale, which is very interesting. My favorite beer that I've had from them is Krypton Ale, which is a red ale with vanilla. And this is where I first really discovered Ozone's. I had that beer at Ashley's because we carry it all the time, and I was like, well, this is a brewery worth checking out. So we drove to Lansing and checked them out and was really impressed. And then a new release, which if you Ozone's does some great artwork, and they just released the artwork for this one. It's called the Orange Iguana, and it's an IPA. So
But isn't it a weird flavored IPA? Is it a different? It's not just like an IPA, right? It's,
I'll have to look that up. You're
Sorry,
putting me on the
didn't mean
spot
to-
here.
didn't mean
You're
to-
killing me here. No, I'll have to look.
Orange Iguana is an American IPA hopped with Cascade, Calypso, and Mosaic notes of pear and stone fruit from the hops, complemented by a nice malty base.
And they do, and like I say, they do such a great job on their artwork for their. I don't think they distribute a bunch, but they have artwork for every beer. The Master of Shadows one is particularly great. It's a dog looking at a shadow, thinking he's bigger than. It's just really adorable. Austin Brothers, who's really gotten a reputation for the
Murky
the
series.
fruit beers and the Northeast IPAs. They are bringing Sanctuary IPA. They are bringing Pink Guava Peach Sorbet, which is a sour beer, a sorbet beer. The Raspberry Vanilla Porter and the Pineapple Pink Guava Smoothie IPA. So those are the 4 beers that each brewery are bringing.
Can that just die?
What, the smoothie?
Not yet.
The lactose IPAs.
Oh, Barry loves the lactose IPAs.
I don't care.
Let's get him started on lactose and beer.
I make one.
Yeah, we've made one.
But you guys, it's the same point. Have we done this to death? No. Have you seen how many Northeast
No.
IPAs out there? I don't think we've even
we
We're not even
did
close
Northeast IPAs to death.
We're not even on the lactose ones. I don't think we're even close, Ken.
Exactly,
I think
yeah.
we're
Those are gonna
I think we're just
go on for a
I
while.
think we're just touching. This
They're
is the
gonna
tip
evolve.
of the iceberg on this.
Yeah.
It's all downhill from here because I mean, people love it.
it's going to be.
good.
Seems like the brutes have almost gone away.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Thank
I kind of feel like for the smoothies, they kind of have my trust because they made the this past summer they had the blood orange mango smoothie, which I thought was really good.
And these are good beers for people who don't like beer. Wait, what? Yes, but they are. That's really what it is.
That's like the whole point, isn't it?
But it's what it's getting down to. It's for people who putting what we attach IPA to now is crazy. Because why are we attaching IPA to brewed IPAs? For God's sake, there's just no way.
It's 2 different animals.
And I just don't understand that style. But the smoothie is the same thing. Yeah, you get some smoothie beers that have a nice hop edge, but generally they're going to be
No, you don't.
There's some.
No.
I can't name any off the top of my head.
Exactly. There are some, but I can't name any.
That's just because I drink too much, Ken. Not because I can't actually come up with some. Give me some time. No, they're right. It's not an IPA for one. Let's just call it a fruit beer and be done with it, right?
No, just get rid of them. Just get rid of all of them.
Some of them are good.
Yeah, there's
But
some
I
good ones out
don't.
there.
There
I
are
don't
some
like
that are good.
IPAs, but I want to be cool and say there's IPAs that I like.
That's
I
not
don't
even
like
Ken.
IPAs, and I don't want to be cool and say they're IPAs.
It's a complete opposite. Ken does not like IPAs.
I could probably name on my hand the amount of IPAs that I like, and the top of my list is Centennial
Centennial.
from Founders, and that's
Right.
it.
So Barry, who's going
That's
to?
an IPA.
And I don't understand. The Centennial is kick you in the nuts bitter.
That's like an actual
disagree.
freaking
Have,
IPA.
has anybody had the Resilient? You guys brewed the
Yeah,
Resilience.
we brewed the
Yeah.
Resilience.
But the Resilience, that recipe's pretty plain, and it's
That's
bitter.
a pretty standard.
But yeah, there were a lot of people that
So-
were just like, "This is so hoppy." And it's like, well, that's an IPA.
Yeah.
It's a recipe developed by Sierra Nevada. I mean,
Yeah, it's
the
gotta be.
original, like their pale ale was the original hoppy beer.
Yeah.
As far as craft beer goes, well, Too Hard and pale ale.
So Austin Brothers versus Ozone.
Austin Brothers. They're the only boys that rival Cellarman Specialness.
Rob?
Ozone.
Barry and Jake?
I'll let you go first, Barry.
Oh man, it's gonna be close. I'm gonna go with Ozone.
I'm gonna go with Austin Brothers.
Ken breaks the tie.
Glad I'm not allowed to pick because
Austin Brothers.
Yes.
this would be a kind of. I kind of feel like Austin, because of their name and reputation, is a slight favorite here. But all by the same token, this
How many point favorite?
How many points?
I
2.5
could-
points?
No, I
Over.
2.5 point favorite.
if it was an NFL line, I'd probably say 6.5.
6. That's a big
Yeah, it's
line.
a
Almost-
reasonable.
that's almost a touchdown.
Because the thing is, Austin's just better known. But what we love about
I'm putting 3 points.
But what
It's
we
a-
love about Ozone, and this is the kind of brewery we want to bring in, who people haven't heard of, who is doing great beer, and we want them to have that exposure because people are gonna be blown away by what Ozone brings, and we
I
already
agree.
know Austin does.
Yeah.
Austin does amazing stuff. We just know that. Everything we've had from them. Other than Ken's lactose phobia, we love everything they have.
I don't have a fear of things that are bad. I just don't like things that are bad.
I mean, I think
I
it's,
get it. I mean, and that's true. Their big thing is the fruited sours they're doing, and the Northeast IPAs they're doing are so well reputed now, and the Austin's just better known. But people are going to be shocked at how good Ozone beers are. Trust me.
Yeah, this
Your
is a tough matchup.
bracketology in this is a little too hard.
I mean, that's exactly how I'm
I want to
feeling.
be Joe Lenardi in another life. So.
I think that I'm kind of in agreement with the same thing. Is that I think that there's more than enough people that know Austin Brothers that there will be a nice contingency of people that show up that basically say, "Huh, I've never tried anything from Ozone before," and I think they're just gonna find out of the 4. I think that they will at least find 2 of those that they will enjoy, and
Moving on.
We
it's
also
enough.
have Downey versus North Pier. Matt?
I know nothing about North Pier. Eric, do you want to give us a quick once over for the?
Yeah, they're out.
two
From,
breweries?
they're out in Benton Harbor. They're just on the street.
Tiny,
from the
tiny
livery.
little brewery.
Yeah, but they have won medals.
Yes, they have.
Yes, they've won great medals at GABF. So,
I tipped my bartender and 1-day-old zombie dust there.
Being the ignorant.
I
very
offered
talented.
20% or zombie dust I had just picked up from the brewery, and they picked zombie dust. So I said, okay.
this kind of proves they know what
I'd
they're
probably
doing.
take that.
Yeah, it kind of proves they know. What they're
I
doing.
did that for my entire, like I went to the livery and did the exact same
Oh,
thing.
nice.
Like depending on, because the livery I ate. So I'm like, all right, here's 3 zombie dust. I'm like measuring out like
'Cause
how
you
much.
don't like. You couldn't like zombie. You don't really like zombie dust, do you?
No, I hate it.
Yeah, it's too.
It's an
just
IPA.
too hoppy. It's
I-
actually technically a pale ale.
I can
still refer to it as
I
a pale
ale.
literally
Technically.
can name 5 beers from 3 Floyds that are not IPAs or any form of pale ales because that's all they make is 98% pale
They
ales
make
They're
a lot
all
of IPAs
and
stuff.
2%
But see,
gumball head.
They're like a mini stone.
Well, Alpha Claws and some of those beers are not IPAs, but everything they do has a hoppy bent.
Yeah.
Even Dark Lord is a hoppy or stout. So, yeah, they kind of know for that. North Pier is really well known, and then we said, Downey. Okay, so you guys have had Downey on. These
Multiple
guys,
times.
A couple times. We had them on before they even opened.
yeah, and they're awesome. Yeah, I mean these are good people,
Yeah,
and
really nice.
they have a passion for beer, and they have one of the quirkiest little tap rooms you'll ever get to.
Yes.
It's just it's a building that was owned by the family, and they were like, we're gonna make this industrial building in the middle of nowhere, Dearborn, into a tap room, and they do good beer, and they have a big passion for it, and this is one of those ones where how much home field advantage do you give? Downey 8.5 here.
I'd go 13.5. And being the ignorant slut I am, and I've never heard of North Pier, I'm just going to go with Downey just on the name alone.
Rob, what about you?
I'm kind of feeling the same thing with Downey. It is a very unique space, and I think with because as far as with Sporkle, we had just done a league championship at Downey, and with getting that many people in there set up from table to table was impressive on itself. But to have that many people to be in there and to be able to actually try their beer, and this being a venue where no one other than the teams that play there on a regular basis have probably never been to, because everybody who comes down that street, including myself when I was doing setup, just passed by it 3 times. And I think with the people that got to go there and got to try it, that there's going to be some return customers out of there. Maybe they'll show up on that Wednesday, maybe they won't, but at least kind of to get more of the word out that Downey is there and make some quality beer. So I'm actually going to go Downey on that one.
Very.
Downey has fantastic people, really, really good beer, and the home field advantage, so it's going to, Downey.
Yeah, I agree with Barry. Like, that place is great. The people are awesome there. Beer is awesome, too, so, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to round it out with Downey. The next round is Batch versus White Flame.
White Flame's out of Hudsonville, which is just outside of Grand Rapids. They bill themselves as Hudsonville's oldest brewery because there's another really good brewery there, too, Pike 51. Sorry.
Yep.
And, this is another one of those under-the-radar breweries that we just... Andy, the beer buyer, one of the beer managers and beer buyers at Ashley's in Westland, met the people at Summer Beer Fest and was really impressed with them and really impressed with their beers and extended them an invitation. And we're excited to... I mean, this is another brewery that a lot of people haven't heard of. And I think that's where we're at with this, where we're going to... the exposure is going to be there. And Batch, I mean, people know Batch. Yeah. So... I mean, I can't rave enough about Batch. This is one of my favorite breweries out there, and what they do, not only for beer-wise, the city of Detroit. I mean, they're really about.
I think when we do the Stout 16 this year, we need to bring Erik in to do like a bracketology thing and just break down the entire bracket.
We should bring a chalkboard in and have him like do the first 4 in or last 4 in, first 4 out, like the full spiel. Get him in a suit.
Yes.
Do
a video of it.
Yeah.
What
So
kind of suit? A penguin suit?
first off, I'm gonna tell you seated this incorrectly. Batch Brewing Company should have been a one.
There's no seating. There's no numbers.
See them.
Okay.
Okay, I should explain that. We do not see them at all. This is when their reps could show up.
Okay.
Because you look at the bottom. Ellison outside of the bottom. We'll give that to them.
No,
How?
okay.
But we don't see them. We just show when the brewery reps can show up.
So here's the deal.
Obviously, we got 16 breweries, so it'd be a 2 and a 15 down there. So obviously, Ellison's the 2, outside's a 15.
No.
So what
it doesn't work that way.
My thought is,
It doesn't.
we got the 4-5 matchup of Batch v White Flame.
4-5.
It's
I'm
nothing.
messing. I'm
Yep.
messing.
Nope. The
but-
owners are going to. I can see Roy right now just going, "No, we don't seed. We don't seed." Because we try to make that clear because we don't want anybody to think there's any favoritism to it. Because honestly, we have no idea who's going to win.
Dear
So
Better
I'll tell
on
you who's gonna
Draft,
win.
dear Better on Draft listeners, they don't seed, so everything Matt says about seeds does not count. Go, Matt.
All right, we have a 28.5 point favorite right here. Batch Brewing Company. There is Batch Brewing Company is the Alabama Crimson Tide of this bracket right here. And putting them in the middle is not justice. So, as someone who does the social media, especially on Facebook, anytime we post about Batch, our likes go through the roof. There's only one other brewery that gets even remotely the likes and shares that Batch does. Shout out Old Nation. So
That's not surprising.
I think it's going to be like Batch. Like people might not even know that White Flame's on.
Okay, but here's the thing. Come out and try White Flame. We like their beers,
agree.
and they're in the bracket for a reason. So look at your NCAA tournament bracket last year. You had Maryland, Baltimore County knockoff of Virginia. That's a 16-1, so it can happen. I'm not saying it's going to because I'd put this at
Rob,
about
are you
16.
gonna pick the dog? I'll give you the
Absolutely
20.5.
not.
I'll give you the 20.5 pints.
Absolutely not, because I guess in my own mind, I have this own level of bitterness against White Flame, unfortunately.
Why gotta be White Flame?
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing, but I was going to leave that one alone. But a couple years ago, I ended up winning the lottery to be able to go out there and buy 2 bottles of their barrel-aged Imperial Stout. I think they actually call that one Black Flame because, I guess on that one they always
Why does it got to be Black Flame?
And because, yin and yang. I don't know.
racist.
And in
Still win
having
a lottery for the right to buy beer?
winning a lottery
What is this,
through-
Chris Webber Shack Draft?
This is not the
Probably.
first brewery to do lottery.
Yeah, it's not. It's not. So I had won the lottery. I went out there and bought the beer. I came back home and I had a bottle. And for myself personally, I'm sure there were other people that enjoyed it. But next to last year's CBS, it's 2018 now, or 2019 rather. But next to 2018 CBS, it was by far one of the worst Imperial Stouts I think I'd ever had.
Wow.
I did not enjoy it. Unfortunately, I did not
I think
enjoy
that
it.
means we need to get White Flame on here to make you an Imperial
I think,
Stout.
I think that's
to,
really
bring one
strange
in.
because I never heard that about the 2018 CBS.
Yeah, well, yeah. This past season of CBS was
this episode.
for me.
No, this is probably the worst we've ever talked about a brewery, which is saying much for the fact that we just said we don't like an
completely
Imperial
off the rails
Stout.
right
I mean, and I love stouts, but as far as and that was like kind of the thing that we were working on with the spreadsheet about that whole thing that you wanted to do, Matt. And for me, last year's CBS was probably my least favorite of all the beers that I drank last year.
I love
Hot.
I
So-
like
so-
the non-barrel
that's-
aspect of it. I thought to me it was mellow enough to be pulled off.
So I think for me for White Flame, I think I'm just bitter about them just because I did not like that beer.
Plus, it sounds like a Hamtramck bar.
So, Jesus, White Star. You're getting muted for that reference. Barry.
I'm going batch.
Barry.
Barry can't breathe over here. He's just,
That was a shock laugh.
Go to Luna 08. Barry.
Yes,
White Flame or Batch?
batch.
Batch?
All right, I'm gonna go with White Flame because
Well, I think we got 3 batches, 1 White Flame, so it doesn't matter what I pick. So I'm going to pick Sheboygan Brewing.
I mean, now, granted, if I did not, because Wednesdays, I host trivia on Wednesdays, if I had the opportunity, I would give them another try. I mean, honestly, still, I don't think against Batch, I don't think they'll win.
Does White Flame can?
they don't do much distribution at all. To be
But if they
honest.
do, you could find them at Zatuna Liquor in Rochester Hills, just south of 59.
No, you can't.
Just waited.
That was terrible.
you're gonna have to get them on as a guest for you guys.
yeah,
For sure, for sure.
I'd like
So
to put
I'm
their beers up
we'll
against.
probably see them next week, and if this gets out to them, I'll just make sure to
Tag Rob in the
tag
comments.
Rob in the post, or we'll
I'd-
record a video for Rob.
So Eric, let's
I'd-
talk about ArcLight versus Grand Armory.
oh boy.
Two West Side Michigan breweries. This was so that Zombie Dust tipping tour that I did ended at ArcLight, which took me 3 hours to finish 1 flight of beer because I was at, again, Three Floyds and Greenbush and North Pier and the Livery, and I'm pretty sure there's one more before I got to ArcLight. So by the time I got to ArcLight, I was done. Like I sat down, I'm like, oh, I'm going to be here for a while. So I sat down. So we got ArcLight, Grand Armory. I went to Grand Armory last year, and it just happens I ran into the owners of Downey Brewing at Grand Armory over on the west side of the state, and they're like, hey, I'll see you next week. And I'm like, or I'll see you on Friday. And it's like a Wednesday. I'm like, when am I going to see you on Friday? Oh, yeah, I run a radio show.
So ArcLight, okay. My friend Chris and I stumbled upon ArcLight when they opened a couple years ago, and we're shocked there was even a brewery in the town of that size because it's Waterville's tiny. So Ed the brewer there, we liked the beers they had. They didn't have anything barrel, they didn't have anything sour, but everything they had was pretty solid. And then he took us down. It's an old car dealership.
Oh wow! Okay.
So you go down, so he says, you want to see a brewery tour? And we were like, yeah, okay, we'll see the equipment we've seen 1,000 times. And he said, no, this is just our brew room. He took us downstairs and barrels as far as the eye can see. And we were like, oh my God, what is he doing here? And what came of that is not only his actual bourbon barrel series, which is also good, but it's the Soursmith beers, which I'm pouring the Creek right now, which these beers consistently on Untapped have this just absolutely ridiculously stupid ratings. The Black Raspberry Sour, which is still on at Ashley, shockingly enough, is a 4.55, which is the highest rated fruited sour in the world right now on Untapped. So so his sours are above board. His regular beers are good. It's a real character. He'd be a great guest for you guys. Did you get this one?
I keep passing it, but
Okay,
I'll,
all right.
I'll take one.
So this is one of these. This is a typical Belgian style where the fruit is just so. Who does not have one?
We all have one.
I got one. I just got
I passed him
Oh,
3.
everybody's got one. Okay.
Yeah, I'm
I know.
Going.
No, I know.
That's why
that.
I'm pouring
I know
it
they're
because now I've got half the bottle.
We're good. We're good.
That's why I pour.
Yeah, this,
So anyway, the ArcLight's in a very small town, and what they've been known for is the sour series, but they also brew a bunch of good beers, and I'm glad that they're coming to this because people are going to be able a chance to have some of their beers other than the sours. And they won the People's Choice Medal at the Cascale Festival a couple years ago, so they're well known to Ashley's people. And Grand Armory is 3 blocks from Oddside, so they're kind of in the shadow of a really famous brewery, and they've been doing some great stuff. They've also been doing some distributing. People love their peanut butter beer.
the
and
white chocolate blonde is really good. So good.
So this is a fun matchup for breweries that ArcLight, most people have tried their sours at Beer Fest and stuff, and Grand Armory, a lot of people haven't heard of. So this is going to be a really fun one because there's going to be a lot of beer there people haven't tried, and they're going to be like, wow, this is 2 really great breweries.
Do you have anything nice to say about Grand Armory? You just, we got that, right?
Yeah, I mean, Grand Armory, like I say, their distribution's gone really well as far as the white chocolate and the peanut butter are the 2
Yeah, those are
that
both
they're
really
best
good.
known for. And their place is cool. Their place in Grand Haven is cool. They've got a big wide open space, and they've got 14 beers on, and they've got food available there. And it's a nice place that a lot of people haven't been to, and a lot of people wind up there because they go to Oddsides, and Oddsides is too crowded, and they wind up at Grand Armory, and they're like, oh my God, there's 2 great breweries in a town as small as Grand Haven.
So I'm going to do a really bad analysis of this matchup. I've had Grand Armory, and now I've had ArcLight. I like ArcLight. I didn't like Grand Armory. So I'm going to go ArcLight with the upset on this one.
Yeah, okay.
Rob?
Had I
Like
known
1.5 point spread.
No, I think I'm going to put Grand Armory at a 2.5 point favorite. Okay. So
see.
ArcLight covers and wins.
Had I been paying attention a couple weeks ago, well, actually more like a month and a half ago when I went up north and on my way back home, going out to Grand Haven to go to Oddside, that if I knew that Grand Armory was right around the corner, or at least paid attention to it, I would have at least tried to go there.
You need to see your better on draft map.
I know. Well, I
Better on draft.com/MI beer map.
I was kind of set on my ways as far as driving, and I still needed to get. I couldn't make too many stops. I still need to get home. But as far as Grand Armory, I've had the Nuttier Butter, and personally, I think Jaden James Monkey Butter is better.
What isn't as far as peanut butter beers though in state?
I think
That's
Jaden for
probably
me, Jaden James is number one.
So
Yes, that's a great.
that's a high standard.
Next number 2, even though it's out of state, is the Sweet Baby Jesus. I absolutely that used to be my number 1 until Jaden James came in. I haven't had a whole lot of both really, so it's tough for me to even have a pick for it. As far as this Creek, which I am, just as Ken is not a fan of IPAs, I absolutely don't like a lot of sour beers. But this is...
No, it's not that I'm not a fan. IPAs are terrible. And if you like them, you're a terrible person.
Wait, hold on. Just for
I'm a
clarification.
terrible person.
You're terrible, not terrible.
Oh, well, that's what I was going to
Terrible.
ask. I was going to say terrible with an E or a U?
You always a you.
Okay.
I promised my friend Chris I would work that in because we use this in beer phrase all the time. Terrible.
I mean, there are some sours that I like. New Belgium has a few. The La Folie, which is definitely it's a decent
This
one for
isn't
me.
this sour though. This is fruit.
It's
Oh, this is
Delightful.
it's
Okay, so they do.
Can I use
mango
pungent?
Yeah, and they do mango. And okay, so they have a pomegranate sour on that they brought to a couple of the beer fests. And the thing about the fruit he does in here is it's got a jammy quality to it. Like it's like almost like jam.
Yeah.
And pomegranate is not a fruit that you would figure you could do that with. But I'll be damned if he doesn't pull that off with the pomegranate sour. It's amazing that you can put that much pomegranate in a beer because that's a tough fruit to fruit beers with.
So
Unless
Matt's
you have
got
an Agile.
Arclight. Rob, you've got
I'm just gonna flip a coin. I'm actually gonna go Arclight.
Barry.
If you go to the New Belgium brewery and do the tour and you know the right people, you can taste La Folie before it gets soured. It's still amazing.
That's crazy. I haven't done
God,
that.
I love this Arclight beer. I love their beers. I love their sours. I'm just trying to imagine somebody sitting down and ordering a second pint of one.
They're going to bring the other beers, hopefully. I haven't seen the list, but
I'm going to go with Grand Armory on this one.
Grand Armory.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah,
Jake?
this one is a tough matchup because sours are tough to win with.
especially in Westland.
Yeah,
What could be more of the opposite of Bud Light than this sour beer?
right. Exactly. Yeah. So it's really tough because
But it's super good.
yeah, I want Arclight to win, but I have a feeling Grand Armory.
This is like if you took a bunch of sprees and crushed them up and put them in water.
Or Smarties.
No, sprees.
So we got 2 Arclights, 2 Grand
I'm
Armories.
gonna go with Arclight. Just
Oh,
'cause.
No,
now
3.
3 Arclights. There we go.
Arclight.
So I am going
That's
to
what
pick
I want to
Sheboygan to win.
Eric, walk us through Brew Detroit and Armor.
Oh, Eric.
These are two of your past guests.
Eric,
Although you did mention.
We've never had Brew Detroit
Oh, don't.
on our show.
They're cringing again, Ken. They're somewhere. Roy is cringing right now at the typo on Brew Detroit. Yeah. Well,
I mean, out of all the places you could have had a bad misspelling,
I'll
at least it wasn't Ashley's Westland.
no, you know what? I'll take this. This is my fault. I was drunk when I put these together.
Oh, boy.
Not true. But we're
He's
gonna,
honest. He's
we're going to
honest.
pretend that that's the case. I was really hammered when I've never been hammered, so I don't know what that's like. Okay. Anyway,
not like
Brew
getting
Detroit.
nailed.
Brew Detroit is a contract brewer, and they do stuff for a lot of people now. They do stuff for Hopcat. They do stuff for
Old Nation.
Founders,
Old
right?
Nation. I don't think they do founder
No?
stuff, but they do
Atwater.
Matt, you're muted after that nailed comment.
And then Arbor.
protest.
Arbor just sold to the Bigalora people, and Matt and Renee Greff have Arbor India, which they still run, and everybody knows the Greffs love. They're great people, and the Bigalora people have done a nice job bringing it in and sort of adding to the portfolio there. Arbor has been in before and has had some tough matchups, and this is one where if I had to put an NFL line on it, I'm throwing an even down here because there's no way to pick who's going to win.
So
this
here's
I'm going to go first on this pick just because I know who's going to win this matchup, and I will shoot the boot Lockett.
wow. We might have a bet because I'm feeling the same way about one of the brewers as well.
Brew Detroit's going to win this one.
We have a shoot the boot indeed.
Oh, I love
because
it.
I will guarantee Arbor wins.
What are we
this.
putting on this?
We're gonna-
something good.
Let's do a because we kind of because everyone kept taking breaks throughout the week.
I know where you're going.
A French pressed beer.
French press
French
beer.
press beer.
French pressed beer.
I love it.
Huzzah!
Huzzah!
All right.
So
All right,
here's the thing:
so-
Arbor's gonna win because it's close. Brew Detroit, really good beer. Really good beer. Cerveza del Rey, it just won the silver.
Yumtown.
Yep.
Yumtown, fantastic beer. But
We're
I
missing
think
one.
And they can't bring their contract beers, so there won't be any badass there.
Oh, I
Why
wasn't
can't they
going.
call it Detroit
I
hipster?
wasn't going.
Slows?
I wasn't going badass. Hold on. Time out. Let's roll back.
Yeah.
Are they bringing Strohs? Is that allowed?
Yeah, no, they're not allowed to bring it. It's got to be their beers.
Oh.
No, they'll do that because they do some.
I'm pretty sure
They do
Stroh's
some
is
really
their
good
beer.
yeah, the
Because that ain't Pabst Stroh's recipe. Trust me, I've had it. It's
Yeah,
terrible.
Is that with an E or a U again? No, honestly, I think what feedback we've gotten from them is there's some talented brewers there. They're gonna bring their own stuff.
So it's gonna- yeah,
That's what
I
we
agree. I
want.
still think they're going to win.
Arbor's-
And by the way, I only say it's terrible as a joke. I really don't believe a lot of these things. I just don't like them.
I
To the person who thinks that I'm high, mighty, and full of myself, definitely am.
Thanks, Laramie. But this is definitely going to be an Arbor just on proximity. Rob, over to you to break the tie.
Well, we still got 2 more.
I mean, I'm basically going with what should, in all intents and purposes, should be the Corona killer with Cerveza del Rey, and sticking with Brew Detroit.
Just for the record, I think Brewery Detroit is a really good brewery, and if I were choosing a brewery to drink, I would pick Brew Detroit. but I think Arbor's just going to win because of proximity and the like. So,
Barry, let's go to Jake first. Hold on, let's go to Jake first.
yeah, no khakis,
Okay,
though.
going to me first. Yeah, I'm going with Brew Detroit. So
Who did you
Can
have,
we
Rob?
please not do that anymore?
Brew Detroit. I'm sorry.
Rob, who did you have?
I had Brew Detroit.
All right, so Barry, you can pick whoever you want. It doesn't matter.
New Belgium.
There you go, my man.
Got it.
New Belgium.
All right, Erik.
Wolverine versus Rockford.
Wolverine is leading the lager revolution, right?
Yes, they are.
Yeah, and
like all they do.
Hashtag lager yeast for the people who know me out there. That's not.
I've been to the Rockford Brewery once. I was at I think it's called the Corner Bar or something like that. It's a hot dog. Like, it's a bar that has like a hot dog eating contest there. Like, you can try to win, and the more hot dogs you eat in a certain time frame, and you get it posted right on the wall with like a plaque or some shit. I don't know what it is, but I remember it's just in downtown Rockford. That's all I know about the city of
thankfully
Rockford.
not familiar with it. Rockford's won multiple GABF medals on Rouge River Brown, which is probably the four. There's some great browns brewed in the state, and that's a beer. That's a style you can sort of.
It's a
argue
delicious style.
that- yeah, you can
love
sort of
browns.
argue that it's really fallen out of favor. But between Best Brown and Bel Air Brown, come on, there's great browns in the state. Rockford is. Their head brewer is from Livonia, so he's from the area, and we had them in a couple years ago, and they ran all the way to the final.
Yeah.
So we know that they do great beer, and they have a comfy great little brew pub right next to the river in downtown Rockford there, and they've always been a favorite. And Wolverine, hey, if you're gonna have lagers in the state, go with Wolverine. I'm not equipped to comment on it because again, I'm not a lager guy. So, but if you're gonna do lagers, and they're doing all kinds of crazy stuff. They're doing India Pale lagers. Does that fall in your IPA
I love
band
those.
there,
I
Ken?
love IPLs.
I mean, I haven't had one that I've liked yet, but
Dream Machine from
I don't
Michigan
hate
is
it as
super
bad
good.
as IPAs
Sure,
yet.
it's just a different and Massacre.
Massacre.
Massacre's crazy good. So, this is a good matchup. It's kind of a conflicting style matchup.
So, as someone who spent some time as a youth in Westland, Michigan,
You?
I did a Ute.
Shoot,
A Ute.
UT.
I'm going with Wolverine. Their beer seems approachable, and that blue collar guy that's going in is going to be looking for that middle of the road brewery, not the crazy flavors of a brown. I think that's kind of going to be off putting to that.
Do you get a lot of
contingent.
blue collar people over at Ashley's Westland that are not craft beery?
No comment.
So I'm going with. I'm throwing up the. This might be the first.
Westland. It's Westland. So we buried our Bud Light tap handle in the beer garden a couple years ago.
I remember
but we
that.
still
It
have
is
bottles of
dead.
it, and you'll be
Yeah.
surprised at how many bottles. you
This
see
might be
around.
the first win for Wolverine in like 2 months. So Wolverine on this one.
Ooh,
As a
Rob.
blue- I that's a blue fan.
again. 'Cause-
And-
excuse
and-
Wolverine versus Rockford.
And being a person who was in a Spartan family, I do have to go into that area as well, considering I am a huge fan of Massacre, and I've even told the brewer that I am not a fan of lagers, but Massacre is one of my favorite beers. And I hope they don't bring Mexican hot chocolate Massacre, even though that would be absolutely awesome. It
I don't
certainly
believe they cake that.
okay. Because I don't think that would sell enough, but I would definitely have to go with the Rabid Beaver.
If they bring Massacre, that's already their huge beer.
Yeah.
They've got to bring some of the approachable stuff.
Oh yeah,
ABV
yeah.
wise.
That's like 13%. Yeah.
It's up there.
Wow.
So, Rabid Beaver for me.
Barry.
It's tough.
Yeah, it's tough, but there's the hometown aspect versus the approachability aspect, and I'm just going to argue with Jake and say Wolverine.
So that's 2
He
Wolverines.
spoiled my decision.
That means you can put the decision on me. I haven't picked yet.
We've been debating this for a few days.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's-
I'm going with Rockford just because, the owner is from Livonia, and they went to the final the year they were in it.
So that's that puts it on me, right? Rockford.
Yeah.
So
I think
so
No,
I think
no,
Sheboygan's
because that
advancing
was
here.
because he said
Oh,
Wolverine.
Sheboygan?
So it's 3-1.
Wolverine. You had Wolverine?
Yeah.
You had Wolverine? Oh, so it doesn't matter. Sheboygan.
Again.
All right, Farmington and Dragonmead.
I mean, local popularity. I mean, Farmington's Mug Club is notorious for being manic, and that's a brewery that
That's the Farmington Underground Canning and Kegging you're talking about right there.
Love it. We already got our explicit label tonight. We're going to totally run with it. The thing is, those guys are awesome. Jason, they know what they're doing. And they have this mug club that is fanatic about them as well. And Dragon Mead is like one of the forerunners of Michigan craft beer. How can you go wrong with this matchup?
Here's how you go wrong. Dragon Mead's on the other side of town. Now, Final Absolution is a beer people will travel for.
But that's like
but-
12%.
They have a bear called Erik the Red, too, spelled with a K.
Yeah, they spelled that one
So
wrong on accident.
Spelled the right way.
the right way to go.
However, there is a clear path to Dragon Mead winning, and that's if they bring 4 barrels of Castle Bright. I don't think they will. I'm going with Farmington.
I love Castle Bright.
I love Castle Bright
Or
as well.
Red Wing Raspberry.
The first time,
that one's great.
the first time Spencer was here, you guys, like, I don't know where I was. I think I was stuck in Charlotte that night. And I remember like listening and like, oh, here's Castle Bright. I'm like, motherfuckers. Because that's definitely my favorite beer from there. So we got Farmington. Rob, for you?
Even though they're not closer, I'm still going Dragon Mead.
Dragon Mead,
I'll
1
shoot
and
the boot
1.
with you on that one as
This
well.
would be a 0.5. This is a tight match.
You know what?
Farmington with just maybe a couple points because of the.
I'd get Farmington. I'm giving Farmington a 5-point advantage.
Yikes, that's a lot.
That's a devil's number.
Jake?
Jeez.
I'm going with Farmington.
2 for Farmington.
Yeah.
Barry?
I went to Farmington, I think, on a Sunday afternoon, and they happened to have a pop-up, and I could not get inside.
Yep.
I'm going with Farmington.
Well, I'm going to go with Sheboygan.
And
finally,
you haven't had to pick hardly any of these.
to round out the top 8, Ellison versus Oddside.
Okay, both breweries have been before, and both have. Neither has made a final. So
Obviously, because they're not in the, they're still in the contest.
And I mean, these breweries are both awesome. I mean, how do you pick this one? The thing I love about Ellison is not only have they done solid beer, and they're they're what, a couple miles up the road from Old Nation, and they're killing the Northeast IPA style. I mean, I love Old Nation stuff, but Ellison stuff.
I mean, are there any really good Northeast IPAs in Michigan?
Yeah,
they're none, zero.
Can't get with that juice is better than
But
3.
Oddside, I mean, we know what Oddside is, and we know how popular they are with the beer geek crowd. So I mean, how do you even? And Ellison's now doing some really good sours too.
So here's how you're going to break it down. Ellison is a great brewery. I think that their New England IPA is better than M43 down the road for them. I just think Oddside they are a funner brand. I don't think that. I think that they'll probably bring Wes in, as he should.
Wes will be there. We already know that.
Just as Wes is a mascot.
What about Flash Gordon?
No, he's a West Side in Illinois guy. Wes
has got kind of an upgrade in his job. We interviewed him when we did the brewery Throwdown Reveal show, and he is now.
He's over on the west side.
He's moved up the chain, but
So Wes will be there.
We'll get him there.
Wes will be there in his short shorts, and he will be handing
Wes,
out
he will be there.
this beer by the dozens. He will seduce women. This looks like it should be like a small spread, but Oddside's going to run away with this. This is going to be like the Notre Dame Clemson game where you think it's going to be close, but in the end, Clemson just runs away. And I think that's what
I didn't
Oddside's
think that
gonna
one's going to be close. They brought Nitro's hazelnuts last year, which was just stupid sinful. So they bring good
do. I want
stuff.
nitro fruitsicles.
So 1 for Oddside. Rob?
My problem with Oddside is that all of their good stuff is higher on the ABV scale for me. And
Yeah, but remember, they got the token thing, so...
I mean, what?
Why got
yeah.
the token?
Beer me.
Yeah, I was exactly what I was going to say was beer me. So
Not
and
too
and,
great last year.
and
shockingly in Westland.
You're talking.
it tastes like-
shockingly in
because
Westland.
I'm
you're
getting
talking-
in trouble here. Because
that yeast is-
Westland a little bit.
I mean, beer me is. I mean, you're talking
your back,
about.
Erik.
You're talking about a gateway into craft beer from
we both went to high
Bud
school
Light.
Westland,
Beer me is up there. So,
It's a
and
good beer.
Ellison doesn't. I mean, they've got a lot of good stuff, and my favorite from them actually is Dissenting Opinions. Is their barley wine, because I absolutely love barley wines.
Those are tough to bring in this because of the ABV.
Because of the ABV. So, damn it! I want to give it to Ellison, but I got to go back.
Do it.
I got to
All
go
right, 2 for Oddside. Jake,
So I just went to Ellison like last weekend.
you found it on the first try?
Yeah.
That's totally true.
I mean, it's not a bad thing.
No, but it's hard to
drive by.
find.
It.
No,
Worse than
it's hard
Austin-
to
is it
find.
worse than Austin
It's a little
Brothers?
hard.
No, it was not as bad
now
as
they've
Austin
got the
Brothers.
huge brewing equipment out there. The first time I went, 3 weeks after they were open, we were driving around that small little industrial street thinking, no, there's no way there's a brewery out here.
Yep.
Yeah. No, but I mean, I just went there like this weekend, and yeah, they're all their relativity like IPAs, like the Mosaic one. They just came out with the Nelson Sauvignon. Everything that I tried there this weekend was great. So I'm going with Ellison. I like their beers. So
I just had that sour.
I like
beer.
Oddside too, but
Fuck,
Ellison.
did it just kick me in the
Didn't it?
mouth?
Doesn't it?
So good.
It's so good.
The sour, the Creek.
This,
yeah.
the third,
Oh,
it's
I
the
love
third,
that.
so off
it's
board
the
with
third and
these.
fourth sip that helps because you'll get used to that sour and then you'll get that little jammy sour in the
Just a
back.
shout out.
Yeah.
Just a shout out. They're Zatuna's probably still got them, and so does
Zatuna. I know they posted today.
Yep.
Zatuna Liquor still got them.
Yep, and so does Holiday Market Royal Oak. They both have them, and they're $20, and they're just.
Hey,
they have
Ashley
mango.
does not pay me.
You're muted, Eric.
Damn it, Ashley!
No, we love Ashley over at Holiday. Barry,
right.
are you gonna make it a tie? Or are you gonna?
You send Ken home a winner again.
Is Sheboygan gonna win?
Clean Sheboygan.
I had nothing against Sheboygan. They were just the first brewery I thought of that
Yeah,
wasn't
but
on the
yeah,
map.
We're gonna have to get them in next year for
I
because
love
of that.
Sheboygan.
I was gonna say Firefly, Mayan Mocha Stout.
Oh, that one's a good one. Yeah.
Firefly.
They got.
I gotta go with
Oddside.
Oddside.
Odd side. So I'm gonna go with, as always,
Good.
Mackinac Trail.
Nice.
All right. Let's hammer this real quick because we kind of talked about all of them, so we can kind of go through and guess the winner based on who we decided as the final 8, Elite 8, whatever you want to call it. Austin versus Downey. Matt Bush.
Austin.
Rob.
Ozone.
Oh, well, Ozone can't be in a competition between Austin and Downey. So.
Oh, Austin. Oh, you're going for the next bracket. What the hell am I thinking? Austin and Downey. I'm going to go Austin.
Austin. Barry.
Downey.
Downey.
Yeah, Tony.
Fuck. All right. Well, folks,
Ken actually has to work this time.
I do. And as I type it, the winner of that round is going to be Austin Brothers.
Cool.
Batch versus Arclight. Matt.
As Wu-Tang once said, Batch Brewing Company ain't nothing to fuck with.
I don't
So,
think they said that, but continue, Rob.
Batch.
Batch.
Barry.
Batch.
Batch.
All right. Well, I am definitely going to go with Gonzo's Big Dog.
Love that vanilla porter.
Brew Detroit versus Wolverine. Matt.
Wolverine.
Rob.
Upset. Brew Detroit.
Ooh.
Wolverine.
Brew Detroit.
Again.
We're making you.
Sorry. I honest to God think that it's going to be Batch.
Batch.
What? You know.
You're wrong.
In a
Wrong
matchup between Brew Detroit
Brew
and Wolverine.
Detroit. All right. And then Farmington versus Oddside.
West. Shout out Oddside Ales.
Oddside Ales. The local versus the
night
non-local.
Farmington.
Barry.
Farmington.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Farmington.
I'm going to go with Beer Church
Nice.
because they love me.
Oh boy.
For eternity?
Oh my
Let's go
God.
with watermark on this one. So.
No. They definitely hate me
Why?
a lot.
I love those guys.
I will tell you off air.
Okay.
I want to hear.
Give them
Oh,
another.
trust me.
Give them another try.
Oh
'cause
no.
this guy's great.
No. There's a reason why they hate me, and it's
Okay.
more than that.
Oh,
So Austin versus Batch.
Batch, please.
We have 2 Detroit breweries in the final 4. Batch for Matt. Rob.
Good job, Matt. Good job. Batch.
Batch 2 for Batch. Barry.
Your vote doesn't matter now. Batch.
Jake, would you like to join? Oh, fine, whatever. I'm gonna go with Orrock.
Rock.
Ordock.
Orcock.
Ordock. There you go. Did I say Orrock?
Orox.
Orox.
All right, Brew Detroit versus Farmington.
My brain says Farmington, but my heart says Brew Detroit if it makes it this far, so Brew Detroit.
My mind is telling me no.
Rob.
But my liver's telling me yeah.
Rob.
Farmington.
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 2 for Farmington.
Farmington.
3 for Farmington. I'm gonna go with Brew Detroit. doesn't matter.
Well, they're actually in it.
Yeah, they're actually, it doesn't make sense. That one.
I thought you were gonna go with like livery or something.
French Laundry.
Oh, I was gonna go with Charlotte Brewing, but
Oh, hey. Just don't go with Constantine. They
Aberrant.
closed yesterday, so.
I mean, I could have just went with a bunch of closed breweries that don't count anymore.
Well, they closed. Like
Michigan
somebody was
Brewing
telling me
Company?
about them.
You're gonna have
Falling
to change
down.
that on your map.
Yeah, which Bobby Mason
Constantine closed yesterday.
did they really?
Yes, they
I
did.
was gonna say
Somebody
which,
was telling me about them. Like as I was bartending a couple
They're
weeks
one
ago.
of the. They're in an area where there's nothing. So
Yeah,
the
that's
fact
what
that
somebody-
now there's.
I mean,
Actually,
I mean,
sounds-
Bobby Mason has a brewery, so anyone can do it, right?
Okay, let's go with that.
All right, Batch Brewing versus Farmington, the finals. Who you picking, Matt? Farmington. One for Farmington. Rob.
They got to have some place to put that trophy, and I think that trophy is going to go in the Funk Room. So I'm going to go with Batch.
Batch 1-1. Barry. Farmington 2.
Do it.
Jake.
batch.
Oh!
Ken has to pick the winner
And your winner.
when we come back.
Compliments of no, we're not going to come back. We're going to end a little early because we didn't go through a second break of the Ashley's Brewery Throwdown. Let's actually get the video and get that trophy right there. Boom, the trophy's there. You can see it. The winner and 2019 Ashley's Brewery Throwdown champion
Don't go Steve Harvey on us.
is going to be.
Miss Columbia.
So wait, did you guys get a trophy
Moonlight.
to take home?
Yeah.
Yes.
You guys got a
Should have
trophy.
brought that too.
Yeah, the winners have the trophy.
Somebody-
So
things
the
we
winners
forgot
have
to
their own trophy,
Yes,
and
they
then
do.
they have this
didn't
trophy,
even
and
bring
this
it.
trophy stays over
Stays
at
at the restaurant. Yep.
stays at Ashley's.
We drank out of that.
And
too,
Ashley's is over where?
It's right in front of Westland Mall. It's on Wayne Road, right by Central City Parkway and close to Warren.
Wait a warn.
So the finals is going to be May 22nd, 2019. We're actually starting on January 9th. So this is a 4.5
Man,
month
you want to
process.
drag this one out, huh?
Well, drag what out? What am I dragging out?
The champion.
Yeah, the finish, huh?
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I haven't announced the winner.
Yeah.
So the winner of the 2019 Ashley's Brewery Throwdown between Batch and Farmington is going to be. Oh, by the way, I was at Zatuna Liquor not too long ago, and
Where's that?
it's gonna be it's on Rochester Road, just south of M59. Go say hi to Jack over there.
Okay, I'll say hi to Jack.
We're actually giving away a $100 gift card to Zatuna Liquor. All you have to do is like us on Instagram. There's an Instagram post that you just tag your name in there, and you are entered in. That's all you have to do.
Here's a post, you
And
bastards.
speaking of, we did not mention the bracket. Well, you can do the fun we've had here.
Yeah.
You can do that. There's a couple links. It's on Ashley's Facebook page. You can go through and do your own bracket. You
I'm
gotta
Bracket
register.
Maker. You can do your own.
And there's a $50 Ashley's gift card available to the winner. It's hard for people to pick perfect brackets, so I wouldn't get upset if you don't pick one.
Yeah, don't.
Only
it's
the real
okay.
experts pick perfect brackets.
This is obviously, a democracy here where we picked, out of 5, and it's come down to me basically to pick the winner of Batch versus
You're not going to
Farmington.
Sopranos this and just like black it, right?
Yeah.
See you
Fade to
next
black.
week on Better on Draft.
Next week, yeah. And your winner
What's the damn winner?
is going to be. By the way, I didn't see North Center Brewing over in this.
we can at least cover
contest
it.
We're
over
there eventually.
Eventually, North Center Brewing over in Northville, Michigan. Go check them out. Westland, you can go check them out.
Is there a Sandman, Rob?
I
Can
know.
we get a
I mean, I could at least he could
Can we
throw
get a
this,
gong?
and then I could cover at least 2 news
Can we
things.
throw the X?
And he's like, he's killed me.
And Canton Brew Works here, the 2018 champions. What did you guys bring last year to the contest for the
Oh
finals
my
against Old
goodness.
Nation?
We had the Scary Cherry and the Dope Fat Beats. What other beers? Shakedown, which we drank here.
He's about to make one of those beers outside.
oh,
Yeah, I mean, we brought a lot of beers. But yeah, Scary Cherry and Shakedown.
All right, so I guess what you've all been waiting for is me to pick the finals
yeah.
between Batch Brewing.
Where was
and
that liquor store
Farmington.
again?
Oh, it's on M59 or Rochester Road, just south of M59. Zatuna Liquor. Go check them out.
So tired of this Maury bullshit going on. Just give me the fucking winner.
Batch.
And the father
You
of
are
Ken's baby
not
is
Not the father.
And the winner between Batch and Farmington. And shout out to all the other breweries that are going to be there, like
Yes.
Austin, Ozones. Justin Quay in the chat says, Jake and Barry, what's up?
Whoa, what up, Justin?
Mike Yetter says, say hi to Roy. This sour beer from Arclight's actually pretty good. That
Hold
you-
up, I got to do a shout out real
Crazy
quick.
Go for a
shout
shout
out
out.
to Chris Nesbitt. He actually helped me with the
Mr. Chris.
Yeah, with the Thai peanut butter stout. So.
He's the reason I have an escape. I'm sorry, escape.
Oh wow, he's the reason I have a focus. So.
There you go.
So your winner,
Fusion. Sorry.
Batch versus Farmington, Ashley Brewing Throwdown 2019 is going to be.
Ernest Brew Works in Toledo. I'm giving you a shout out to my favorite Toledo
My eyes have
breweries
gone
since I
from
worked
blue to
down
green.
there.
If you get,
I'm
my-
just-
I like Black Cloister.
I'm just, and they're great too. I'm just.
All right,
milking
you know
this out
what?
now.
You know what, Matt? Who do you think I'm gonna pick? Because I already got it written down
you're
right
gonna
here.
pick the opposite of whatever. I
No,
said.
no, I already have it written down. You know what? I'll let. I'm sorry. What was your name over there?
Oh, Kara's the Peanut Gallery.
Kara. There's my winner right there. You can check it. So it's already written down. So you'll know if I'm lying.
Ken's
Matt,
pick Batch.
Rob, who do you think I'm gonna pick?
I think you're going to pick Farmington.
Eric, who do you think I'm gonna pick?
We're litigating
Yeah,
this.
I mean, Mountain Town Brewing Company in Mount Pleasant.
You should have at least said Sheboygan because that would have been like
Yeah,
followed through.
So
We're
close.
sitting here.
Jake, what do you think?
Oh man.
All right, well that's enough for Canton Brew Works.
Yeah. Old Man Brewing. No, Farmington.
Little guy.
Your winners of the 2019 Ashley's Brewery Throwdown is going to be Farmington Underground Canning and Kegging, also known as Farmington Brewing.
Fuck
We'll be
yeah.
glad to hear the favorites now.
They are the favorites. We'll definitely have them on next year when we have the winners on with Ashley's to promote the 2020 Brewery
Watch them
Throwdown.
lose to Dragon Mead now.
Eric, thank you so much for coming, talking about Ashley's. Thank you so much for the great beer, too, as well as Canton Brew Works. Damn, that. Do we have an unopened can of that Shakedown, by the way? Because I'm gonna
Shakedown.
We do have some shakedown. We got another can as well.
I want to
so-
unopen so I can take it home, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah.
That's going to do it. Barry's coming back in. We are saying our goodbyes. Definitely check out our sponsors over at Zatuna Liquor, just south of M59 on Rochester Road. North Center Brewing over on North Center Road, just south of Baseline. Canton Brew Works, they can find you in Canton, Michigan, obviously, but where in Canton, Michigan?
Lily Road between Joy and Warren.
How do they find you online? Canton Brew Works on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter,
Facebook,
Grindr,
Instagram.
Thrinder,
I don't think we have a
Thruple?
Grindr
Do you have a
account
Bumble?
just yet, but
farmers.com account.
Some
Barry's like,
some
what
new
did I miss
Chinese
here?
network.
yeah. No, but
You meant farmers only.
Farmers only. There you go. Same
you go.
difference. And that's going to do it for us. Ashley's, you guys are in front of Westland Mall. I forgot I did all this while I was trying to like pause and make sure that, bury the lead a
We
little.
do our
It's-
Facebook stuff really good, so follow us on Facebook.
Yes, and no matter what you think of your beer, we think it's better on
on
draft. Have a good night.
See you, Space Cowboy. Peace.